There's a paradox in human behavior. People often value you more when you're absent than when you're present. Strange, isn't it? You give, you explain, you forgive. You stay when it would be easier to go, and yet you're met with yawns, emoji replies, or silence that cuts deeper than words ever could. You try again, another heartfelt message, another chance extended, hoping, just hoping, they'll finally realize your worth. But they don't. Why? Because in their minds, your availability becomes currency and the market floods. In economics, what's abundant is cheap, and what's scarce is revered. The harder you try to be understood, the more they learn you're willing to beg. They may not quote Machiavelli, but they understand leverage. And in this equation, you've handed yours over. When you remain, they see endurance. When you leave, they feel consequence. Welcome to the modern experiment, a digital relationship maze. Every action you take is recorded, reacted to, studied. You're the lab rat. They're the observer. They test boundaries. Say something cruel, watch your reaction. Ignore you for 3 days. See how fast you reach out. Post a thirst trap. Wait for the like. Drop a breadcrumb text. Hey stranger. And watch the dopamine spike in your system. Each reaction is a data point. And when the mouse keeps pressing the lever that delivers pain, the scientist concludes it still works. But one day, the mouse walks away. No slam, no speech, just stillness. That's not immaturity. That's evolution. Because the most disruptive protest is no protest at all. Remaining silent isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's not about winning or playing games. It's about ceasing to participate in a game you were never meant to play, because when you stop explaining, stop begging, stop reacting, a strange power emerges. They replay your silence in their heads like a song with no chorus. Why did they leave? Did I go too far? Are they seeing someone new? You see, silence turns the mirror back on them. Reflection begins. Maybe growth, maybe madness. But neither outcome is your burden. People don't miss you. They miss the version of themselves they got to be when you tolerated their behavior. In a world addicted to performance, Instagram reels, toxic positivity, and filtered trauma dumps, pulling away seems dramatic. Suddenly you're cold, selfish, bitter. But here's the truth. Anyone who thrived off your confusion will fear your clarity. So they'll bait you, a meme, a shared song, an old photo. Each one crafted to reopen the door just wide enough for chaos to return wearing new cologne. Don't bite. Every re-entry lowers your price. You've become a clearance item in your own store. Machiavelli said rulers must make cruelty swift and benefits slow. You must reverse it for yourself. Forgiveness slow, exit swift. Forgive, yes, for peace, but privately. Forgiveness offered publicly is often taken as permission, a tab left open for another. Emotional drink they never paid for. Keep your peace in cash, not loans. No one defaults on a quiet goodbye, but they always default on one last conversation. Leave the chat open like a tombstone. Let their regret echo into the void. You don't need to block them. Your silence does more damage than 1,000 social media purges. The age of overexposure requires a new rebellion, quiet excellence. Start small. Cold showers, financial literacy, martial arts or movement, reading from the ancients, learning new trades, investing in health, not headlines. You're not running away. You're reallocating resources. Every second you once spent decoding text now funds mastery. Every breath once wasted on rehearsing comebacks now fuels strength and serenity. You become a fortress, and like Machiavelli warned, fortresses aren't built for vanity. They're built because peace doesn't last. When storms return, you'll have shelter. Sometimes they return, changed, humbled, aware. Great. Reevaluate. But remember, treaties are rewritten, not copied and pasted. Others return with promises, sweet talk, future faking, empty regret. Remember, a promise costs them nothing, but believing it might invoice your mental health. Be kind, be firm, be gone. You'll be tempted to show them, to flex success, to post proof that walking away was the right choice. Don't. Greatness whispered is more terrifying than greatness shouted, because in silence they imagine more than you'd ever reveal. Let results leak like rumors. That's how power moves, not with a bang, but with a whisper that gets louder in their heads. As you rise, opportunists appear. Praise showers you. DMs multiply. Everyone's suddenly inspired. But here's the test. If their compliments outweigh their contributions, you've met a mercenary. They're not here to build. They're here to brand. Watch who claps when you bleed. That's support. Watch who claps when you win. That's spectatorship. Your circle should shrink, but its density should increase. Fewer people, more depth. Eventually the whispers reach you. You've changed. You're distant. You think you're better. Accept it, because you are. You built better. Let them tell their stories. They're still performing for an audience you left behind. You're now the author of a new story, written not in words but in discipline, results, and radiance. Solitude refines. Seclusion rots. Don't let silence breed superiority. Remember what Marcus Aurelius wrote. Enter their minds, and you'll find fear, not malice. Compassion doesn't mean reconnection. It means closure for yourself. You forgive, you heal, and you build gates, not walls. Let only the worthy knock. Nostalgia bombs. Remember that trip? I heard our song today. Guilt grenades. Real friends don't walk away. So you're ghosting now? Rage rockets. You think you're better. You were never real. Each one is emotional bait, designed to test your boundaries. Decline the offer. Mute the movie. Walk off the stage. What do you do instead? You ritualize your sovereignty. Morning's clarity audit. Where's your energy going? Day's micro wins. Every skill adds bricks to the fortress. Night's log lessons. Learn from everything, especially silence. Let others build sandcastles. You're laying stone. If this message echoes in you, let it become your standard. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need applause to exit. You don't need closure to evolve. You just need commitment. So here's the mantra. Walk in power, not in pride, not in pettiness, not in pain. Power, silent, disciplined, radiant. Because one day someone will reach out. Can we talk? You'll feel nothing but stillness in your chest. Not coldness, clarity. They don't miss you. They miss the version of you who didn't know what you know now. That version is gone. You are here. A sovereign. If you found yourself nodding through this, share it. If your heart whispered, finally someone said it, share it. If you're ready to stop asking for flashlights and start building your sunrise, come on, walk in power. Your next chapter doesn't need an audience, just a decision. Let's build quietly. Let's rise deliberately. Let's walk far and free.